Good morning, I am Lillian Smalls, senior at Roaring Fork High School.
I'm Patrick Kelleher. I'm a sophomore at Roaring Fork High School, and we are your Career Expo's MCs.
Mr. Calloway, who you just heard, is a philanthropist businessman. He was the son of a poor tenant farmers in a small Texas town. He was the first in his family to attend college. He put himself through college and finished out law school before deciding upon a career as an entrepreneur. Mr. Calloway amassed incredible wealth over his lifetime, but did not find a purpose for it until he decided to give it all away.
A big thank you to Mr. Calloway for all the enormous support he's given to our community. We would like to introduce to you to our first career speaker, Glenn Rosenmerkel. Greg, sorry.
Well, good morning, and thanks for having me here today. I'm the engineer for the White River National Forest, but one of the reasons I'm here is because before this job, I spent a little over 25 years as a civil engineer in the United States Air Force. What that meant is I was part of the teams that provided facilities, infrastructure, kind of like the young lady in the film. We kind of gave people food, water, power, and shelter in the United States, overseas, and in deployed locations. So the theme of my career talk today is service. I went to high school in Waukesha, Wisconsin, and as I was in your shoes trying to figure out what I wanted to do when I grew up, I kind of wanted to get away from home. I wanted to come to Colorado, and I ended up choosing the Air Force Academy, where not only could I get a good academic degree, but I could also do things like parachuting and flying gliders and things like that that you can't do at other universities. And I graduated in 1988 with a career or the degree in civil engineering. And I very quickly felt at home in the military. You know, I kind of grew up in a family that was dedicated to service, but being around those smart, dedicated people that want to be part of something bigger than themselves and be part of a team, being around people that lived in a world of discipline. And while discipline sometimes has a negative connotation, to me the word meant trust. I knew that I could count on everybody on my team to do their job. They could count on me to do mine. And that can be a very, very fulfilling environment in which to work. The other thing I really was inspired by for those 25 years, the only reason I stuck around so long, is because you're now among the 1% of the nation that's willing to put their lives on hold and sacrifice everything that they have in order to make the world safer for other people. So that's what I did, and I loved every minute of it. Like the Forest Service today, nobody was in the military for the money. They were in it because they cared. They wanted to contribute to their fellow citizens around the world, as well as their own communities. I retired in 2013 at the grade of colonel, and that's when I started working with the Forest Service. And as I said, like the military, I really enjoyed being part of something that wasn't dedicated to making money. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Without people like Mr. Calloway, a lot of these facilities wouldn't exist. But I really wanted to be part of something where people are dedicated to the greater good. And I was able to find that in the Forest Service. The team I lead now, it's about 20 engineers and technicians, and we are responsible to maintain a little over 2,000 miles of dirt roads, a couple hundred facilities, bridges, dams, and we do a lot of environmental cleanup as well. So as I made my way through the military ranks, I had about 20 different jobs, from being an environmental engineer to commanding units in the United States, in Germany, in Washington, D.C., and overseas in places like Afghanistan, sometimes over 1,000 people. And I want to just share with you a few lessons that I learned throughout all those different jobs in many different places. Number one, no matter what you choose, you got to work hard. There is simply no substitute for working harder than the people around you. I was blessed with some tremendous opportunities and jobs and getting a couple master's degrees, and the only reason those opportunities came to be is because I tried to be the person people wanted on their team and that they wanted to see go to the next level. I worked hard for my bosses. I took care of the people around me, because you never know when that person you work with gets the call that says, what's it like working with this person? You want that answer to be good. Take care of the people that work for you, and they'll take care of you as well. Take care of the team's mission. God, I just love that mission of teamwork. Some of the best opportunities I had were those that I was pushed into by my supervisors. And the other thing I'd tell you, and starting right now, hang around people that make you better. You're going to be the sum of the people around you. I always tried to hang out with people that were a little better than me, and it wasn't very hard. But if you do that, you always play to the competition. It's important. Pick who you hang out with very, very wisely. Number two, keep learning. And I don't mean you have to get a couple master's degrees. Whatever you do, be it welding, be it learning another language, getting certified in something, keep learning. That's the one thing that differentiates you from the competition, and it makes you able to contribute at a higher level. Whatever you do, keep that up. 2 cautions I'll give you with respect to education. Number 1, don't confuse education with intelligence. Some of the smartest people I know don't have a college degree, and some of the most narrow-minded people I've ever met have very, very expensive college degrees behind their name. Don't get those 2 confused. Number 2, always remember that everybody in this room knows a lot more than you and me about something, and you know a lot more than them about something else. And the only way we get to share in that collective knowledge is by talking and listening and respecting each other. So as you move forward in life, whatever you do, keep your eyes open. Pay attention to the other people that contribute to the job. Number 3, who you are is not defined by those big decisions you make. And you've got some ahead of you right now. Do I go to college? If I do, where do I go? If I go there, what do I study? When I graduate, what do I want to do? And those big decisions are important, but they don't define who you are. I will tell you what defines who you are those dozens of small decisions you make every day. Do I get up on time? Do I show up for work on time? Do I do my best? Do I take care of the people around me? Do I get a good night's sleep? Do I hang out with people who improve who I am? It's those small decisions that define who you are. I think I mentioned I grew up in Wisconsin, so I believe in the wisdom of Vince Lombardi, who once said, winners don't do the right thing once in a while. Winners do the right thing all the time, because winning is a habit. And those winning habits, regardless of what career you choose, is defined by those little decisions. And you can start those today. And if you make the smart decisions every day, you will have options. And you can go in that hall next door, and you can be successful in any one of those things if you start doing those small right things today. Okay, so the theme is service, and I'll tell you the last thing is that if you choose a career of service, sometimes that can be its own reward. Okay? Thanks.